Everything should be different on the inside, yet our appearance should blend in with the crowd. Your master is someone who has the ability to enrage you. The first rule is to have a calm attitude. The second is to confront things head-on and recognize their true nature. Consider how fortunate you are to be alive, to think, to appreciate, and to love when you get up in the morning. You are in charge of your thoughts, not external circumstances. When you acknowledge this, you will discover strength. He endures more suffering than is required, and who does? Be like the cliff that the waves constantly crash into, yet it remains solid and subdues the rage of the surrounding water. In order for us to hear twice as much as we speak, nature gave humans 2 ears in addition to 1 tongue. When it comes to protecting their personal belongings, people are thrifty, but when it comes to wasting time, they are most wasteful of one item, when being frugal is appropriate. Start living right now and treat every day as a distinct life. You need to be a different person, not a different location, if you truly want to get away from the things that annoy you. We do not know how needless many things are until we start to live without them. Since we had them, we have been using them rather than because we required them. No wind is favorable if a man does not know which port he is sailing from. We all care more about other people's opinions than our own, yet we all love ourselves more than others. Here's a rule to keep in mind going forward. It is bad luck when anything makes you feel resentful, but it is good luck to handle it well. By conquering himself, man conquers the world. Do not waste any more time debating the qualities of a good man. Become one. The quality of your mind is determined by the things you think about. Do not do it if it is wrong. Do not say anything that is not truthful. What matters is not what occurs to you, but rather how you respond to it. Nothing we hear is factual, it is just opinion. Every view we have is a viewpoint, not the reality. When opportunity and preparation collide, luck results. The poor guy is not the one who has too little, but rather the one who yearns for more. Self-awareness is the first step toward wisdom. Difficulty reveals the nature of men. Being everywhere is equivalent to being nowhere. Death gives us all a smile. We can only return the smile. We have less control the more we value things that are outside our control. Change is the only thing that endures. What a person values determines how valuable he is. Be happy to be perceived as stupid and foolish if you wish to get better. If anger is not controlled, it often causes us more pain than the harm that causes it. No man ever became wise by accident. The brave one is free. The injury itself will go away if you reject your feeling of injury. Fate drags the unwilling while leading the willing. Our actions today have an eternal impact. Life goes by while we wait for it. There is never a shortage of time for the person who completes their life every day. It is time to acknowledge that you possess a force greater and more magical than the things that influence you and cause you to move like a puppet. Having few wants rather than many valuable goods is what defines wealth. For the most part, keep quiet or, if you do speak, use brief, essential sentences. All forms of cruelty are the result of weakness. The path that leads to greatness is a difficult one. Do everything you do in life as if it were your final gesture. It is possible for anything to occur today. Keep your philosophy to yourself. Put it into practice. Perform, not assume that something is impossible for someone else to perform just because it seems hard to you. Freedom is achieved by eliminating desire rather than by satisfying men's desires. The man is revealed to himself by circumstances, they do not create him. What a man should fear is not death, but the inability to start living. The secret is to surround yourself only with positive people who inspire you and make you want to be your best self. Either teach them or learn to put up with them, because humans were created for each other's benefit. Only if it destroys your character can it destroy your life. Otherwise, you cannot be harmed from the inside out. The quality of your thinking determines how happy your life will be. It takes a master to become proficient in reading, writing, and, more importantly, life. For those who fear the future, ignore the present, and forget the past, life is incredibly brief and stressful. Be tough with yourself and tolerant of others. You have a limited number of days left. Make use of them to let the sun shine through the windows of your soul. The sun will soon set and take you with it if you don't. Being different from the one who caused the hurt is the best form of retaliation. Sometimes it takes courage to even survive. Our time is not limited, rather, we waste a significant amount of it. Everything that occurs does so in the right way. If you pay close attention, you will discover this to be true. Our thoughts shape the course of our lives. The effects of rage are far more terrible than the reasons for it. A person who is afraid of dying will never act in a way that is appropriate for an alive guy. We only have one moment to live. Everything else is unknown or in the past. Making progress requires constant self-improvement rather than luck or accident. When you host a feast, keep in mind that you are entertaining both body and soul. You will soon expunge anything you have given the body, but you will always cherish what you have given the soul. Although no one can have all they desire, they can choose to be content with what they have and not desire what they do not have. Even though you have the world, you will still be unhappy if you feel that it is not enough. He is the most powerful person with self-control. Just as labor fortifies the body, difficulty fortifies the mind. Life is like a story. What counts is how excellent it is, not how long. Life is long enough if it is lived correctly. Silence and greed are the finest ways to deal with rage, but nature placed restrictions on them, just as it did on eating and drinking. Man cannot find a more peaceful or trouble-free haven than within himself. The person who hurt you is either weaker or stronger than you. Preserve him if he is weaker. Spare yourself if you are stronger. Action is advanced by the obstacle to action. The obstruction turns into the path. Part of becoming well is wishing to get well. Take without arrogance, give without effort. No magnificent thing is made overnight, no more than a fig or a bunch of grapes. I respond that there must be time if you say you want a fig. Let it bloom, then produce fruit, and then allow it to ripen. Imaginary suffering is more common than actual suffering. Since no man can avoid his fate, the next question is how he may make the most of his remaining time. The future is full with unknowns. Live now. Every new beginning starts with the conclusion of another beginning. However, for people who fear the future, ignore the present, and forget the past, life is incredibly brief and stressful. Our evaluation of the events in our lives is what causes us to suffer, not the events themselves. We have power over how we respond to circumstances, not the events themselves. Nothing is inherently disastrous. Only when we fear death is it awful. If something bad is mentioned about you and it is true, make amends. Laugh at it if it is a falsehood. Regardless of what other people may say or do, align yourself with what is spiritually superior. No matter what is happening around you, be committed to your goals. Limit yourself to the here and now. If a guy is not in control of himself, he is not free. It takes very little to create a happy existence. It all comes from within you and your mindset. You will never be impoverished if you coexist peacefully with nature. You will never be wealthy if you spend your life in accordance with what other people believe. Develop the ability to ignore things that do not matter. We all possess and may access the greatest blessings that humanity has to offer. A wise man does not want for what he does not have. He is happy with his lot, whatever it may be. Man is more concerned with his imagined fears of actual difficulties than he is with actual ones. People with narrow-mindedness blame others. The average person blames themselves. All blame is silly in the eyes of the intelligent. Honor the past. Keep your mind open to the future. Our life is not brief, but we choose to make it so. We do not lack resources, but we waste what we do have. Regardless of what life throws at you, maintain your composure.